Squid Game is a scary show, but it has its funny moments and memes. Today, I'll cover all of its memey moments, episode by episode. We're introduced to Gi-hun straight away in the very first episode, but not too deeply. We do find one thing out straight away though. He's a gambling addict. He's very financially irresponsible and gambles away all the money his mother gives him. This is where our first funny moment is seen, his celebration after winning his bet on horses 6 and 8. We don't know much about him yet, so this large outburst is just, well, funny. Not too long after, this is where he runs into Se-byuk, and this scene is actually a blooper. Gi-hun is running away from the loan sharks, hoping to keep his winnings rather than give them away, but due to his nerves, he runs into Se-byuk. Now this isn't the funny part yet though. He notices that he had knocked her drink out of her hands and gave it back to her. Gi-hun then tries to return it to how it was, failing miserably at putting the straw back into Se-byuk's cup. No matter how funny it was still just a blooper. Lee Jung-jae, Gi-hun's actor, decided to add in this part, but his nerves meant that he couldn't do it properly. Still, it made the final cut and made its way onto this list. Next up, we have another moment with Gi-hun. The slap. Not too long after he wins the money on the horses, he loses it to Se-byuk's pickpocketing. Then the loan sharks appear to make him sign away his bodily rights. So, not exactly the best day, but at least he's still alive, and not too badly injured for now. He's just chilling in a train station when he is approached by a man in a suit holding a briefcase, asking him to play dakji for money. Gi-hun, being the broke boy that he was, accepted, not knowing how much money it would bring him, or how many memes. When he loses at dakji, the recruiter understands that he doesn't have the 100,000 won that he had wagered, so he offers to let him pay another way.
그럼 몸으로 때우시면 됩니다.
Whoa, hold on, not like that. He accepts a slap as payment. One slap, 100,000 won. One meme. Let's be real, who expected Gi-hun to get slapped? The fact that this was out of the blue made it memey for us. Now we get onto the island, and despite the death toll and introductions, we have one more memey moment, the smile. The players arrive on the island. They have pictures taken of them to represent them on the floor. All of the players are told to smile, but Gi-hun is pretty easily one of the best. He smiles very widely, making it funny with how he does it. While we're here, we might as well throw in Kang Se-byuk's picture. Nobody knows who, but somebody found her smirk and turned it into a meme. A disgraceful look, ready to have a caption. So we don't see much action in the second episode due to the fact that it's mainly backstory, but the players still need to vote. Within this 10-minute period is player 369's breakdown. This isn't too funny on its own, but he has his further breakdown in Dalgona. Even though it's in the next episode, I'll put it right here. Although he had been very eager to leave in episode 2, he came right back when he realized that his 900 million won debt wasn't going to pay itself. He came crawling back to the games. Well, he came drugged in a van, but you know what I mean. He needed the cash. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get it. He was the first player to be shot in the skull in Game 2, Dalgona, begging for his life just as he had done in Red Light, Green Light. He was an example death, and the players certainly didn't find it funny, but we as the audience did after his unique bit of karma came back to him. Not only was he the example death, but he was also the example for us, showing us that more funny moments were lined up for us, as seen later in this video. We've already seen player 369's chain of breakdowns, but there are more memes within this episode. Quite a few are linked together here, so buckle up. We start with Minyo protesting to go to the bathroom, arguing with the guard beyond the door for a few awkward moments. She says she needs the toilet, but we know that she just wants a cigarette, leading us into the next meme moment. We saw how players can smuggle items into the games with Se-byuk. She stayed awake through the gas to keep her pocket knife as protection, but nobody expected what was coming up next. Minyo has taken advantage of her gender to bring a lighter and cigarettes onto the island. Her facial expression makes this a lot funnier as well. We don't have much time to laugh though, as Se-byuk comes into her stall less than a minute later. She has seen the vent above Minyo's stall and bursts in to try and see what's behind it. Minyo is clearly scared from the panicked look on her face, so she lets her go up. Se-byuk just had this way of humiliating people like this. I mean, how the hell does she do it? No wonder we made her a meme when we could, just like the last character on this list. Episode 4 is another dry episode for memes, but we see some humor in between the murderous night. Duk-soo and his group decide at the start of episode 4 that only one egg wasn't enough for them. They couldn't go back in the same line, the guards would recognize them, so they switched lines, trying to get fed a bit more. This succeeded, the other circle guard giving them another egg and a glass of water. Of course, since they have taken more, some people would get less. Player 271 is one of those unfortunate souls, and he screams angrily at everybody in the room, hoping to find out who took his food. I mean, can you blame the guy? They barely got fed anyway, but still, I'd want to know where my food went. This is where player 198 comes in. You see, Duk-soo's group had cut in front of her when switching lines. She tells player 271 who took his food. and it was Duk-soo. Player 271 confronts him and dies in the process. The players now know that they can kill each other to raise the prize money, so Duk-soo takes advantage of this rule and his strength to lower the player count. He has a bit of revenge to get first though, and it's on player 198. It isn't really her being killed that's the funny part, it's how Duk-soo delivers it, with the sneak attack and jump scare. Only one Mimi moment was in the 5th episode as well, and well, it's another death. Byung-gi. Again, it's not the death, but it's in the delivery. He had been cheating in the games by helping the guards with organ harvesting, and in return, they had given him an egg and a note inside. The note told him what the next game would be. But this wasn't too big of a positive. It destroyed the frontman's everybody is equal principle, the main driver to keep these games alive. He kills one of the guards himself, not that much humor, if any at all, but when the pink guard kills the doctor, unexpected and cold-blooded. Kinda funny, I guess, but I promise there'll be better moments later in this video. Skipping past marbles, we get to Glass Bridge. There are a lot of funny moments here, but only one of them has really been used as a meme, and it's the couple's death, Duk-soo and Min-yo. They start off together when Min-yo fails at flirting, but she succeeds at another point in time. Dalgona. She sees that if she helps him, he might let her onto his team, so she slips him her smuggled lighter. This will heat up the metal needle, allowing it to melt the honeycomb shape for easier cutting. He takes it and uses it, making it past game 2. Once they're both out, he lets her join his small gang to hang out between games. They stick together during lights out, then go do their thing before tug of war starts. And this is where it starts to crumble. It's also sort of a meme moment. Duk-soo, knowing that the game will be tug of war from the doctor, opts to only have men on his team. He can't exactly say this to Min-yo, so he just, well, abandons her. She still tries to struggle to no avail, but fails miserably and hilariously. Now, getting to the point in Glass Bridge, Duk-soo is number 9 and Min-yo is number 11. Min-yo is still trying to get her revenge on him for abandoning her, so most likely chose the 11th spot to be close to him, but not too close. This works out though, as he's too much of a bitch to go on his own. The player in the 10th spot gets pushed off the side by him, and the pair meets on a glass pane. Min-yo now talks to Duk-soo about what he had done wrong before leaning back, sending both to their deaths. She delivered it in such an amazing way. I mean, props to Kim Joo-ryung for her acting. It made its way here onto this list, and even more characters will be in the second season section now. Season 2, Episode 1 might not be in the games yet, but damn did we have some meme moments and pictures here, and a decent amount of these came from the recruiter. The first of these is his iconic smile moment. It happens with his bread or lottery ticket stunt. When he buys the bread for this scene, he smiles in such an innocent way for such an evil dude, just adding to how amazing this meme is. Next is the actual bread or lottery ticket moment. He buys bread and lottery tickets before going to a park and asking homeless people which they'd rather take. The majority of the homeless people, all but one, take the lottery ticket, something they want, rather than the bread, something that they need. He then destroys the bread that was not taken, trying to prove a point to the homeless people that it was their fault that they have starved that day. They were given the option for food, but took the other option. It isn't his evil ways that's funny here, but him acting like he was crashing out. But this wasn't as funny as the next point. We already knew that the recruiter was a psycho from the bread and lottery ticket scene, but his death proves it even more. He and Gi-hun meet for the 3rd time ever, once when Gi-hun was recruited and the 2nd time at the end of season 1, and it was their craziest scene yet. The recruiter says to Gi-hun that he only survived the games because of sheer luck and wants to prove it with the most luck-based game out there, Russian roulette. But there's a bit of a twist on it, where they wouldn't spin the barrel every time, just play on instead. 50-50, it's an odd number. The first player, Gi-hun, is dead. On an even number, the second player, the recruiter, is dead. They play through their rounds, blank, 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 and blank. The bullet is in slot 6, an even number. So, the recruiter will die if he follows the rules. He contemplates, before the meme moment, his face while he does. This man pulled the craziest faces while facing death, just to make us laugh in a meme. And how could we include recruiter memes without his mannequin? I mean, it's literally my phone background, guys. When Gi-hun recruits the loan shark to find the recruiter with a cash reward, they have to know what he looks like. So, Gi-hun, Mr. Kim, and Woo-suk create a mannequin designed to look like the recruiter. It's one of the best memes on this list, but we've got good ones left to come. The second episode only has one meme, but it's an amazing one. The recruiter has just died, and Junho was outside. He had heard the gunshot from the live round and ran inside to see what had happened. He finds Woo-suk tied up on a bed from rock, paper, scissors -1, frees him, and then asks him where Gi-hun is. Woo-suk tells him, and Junho goes to the room. He finds Gi-hun, the recruiter's dead body, and a gun. He then tries to arrest Gi-hun for murder directly before the meme moment. I've mentioned it before, it's Woo-suk with the fire extinguisher. He runs in, sees Gi-hun in danger, and knocks Junho out to save him. And then we have another meme in this episode, the gun. This gun gets pointed everywhere. The recruiter at itself, Junho at Gi-hun at Woo-suk. It's enough to make us laugh. Woo-suk brought humor everywhere with him, but not as much as the next character. Alright, come on, this guy is literally a walking meme. How can he not have a section to himself? His first moments are memes. The failed Riz. Kang Mina, player 196, catches his eye before red light green light, so he tries to use his quite bad rap skills to pull her in. He kinda succeeds, making her laugh, but his lines do make her move with the B, killing her. His full rap is pretty funny, but one moment stands out, and it's the hand sign. Nobody really knows why, but it made both us and Mina laugh, becoming a meme for us and her death. His next meme moment also comes in the very first game, but this time, he is high as a kite, so can you blame the guy? The shoe click is the next meme moment. Dude, so many people have tried to modify this extravagant moment to make it a meme. I'm sure you're not surprised to see it here. Now we have a compilation of his moments, just him vibing with Namgyu, in the bunk room before the six-legged pentathlon, just everywhere. He's clearly high to cope with all of the stress, but we don't care. We make it a meme anyway. Now, for one of his crazier moments, the smooch, it happens during the second vote, where he of course chooses O, but unlike the other voters, he's high as hell when he votes, so he doesn't do it the normal way. He decides to press his lips on the button, giving it a little kiss. Now next up is his most deadly meme moment, and also his final before the fork instant, where he effectively kills Gyeong-soo. Gyeong-soo had been a Thanos fan prior to the games and loved meeting him there. This wouldn't turn out too great for him though, as it causes his death. Thanos needed to remove someone from his group of 5 to fit a room of 4 and mingle, and he chooses Gyeong-soo. It isn't Gyeong-soo's death that's the meme, but how Thanos acts when he's high. He's all like, "You, Gyeong-soo, out!" This is the last time we see him high, and the last meme on this list. If you enjoyed this video, watch the next one on the screen.